Hey, how's it going guys? Captain Kuba here. And the other day I was talking to a high school buddy of mine about God of War. Shout out to Andrew, by the way. Anyway, the conversation led me to realize something I completely overlooked in the story of the series. Kratos' daughter Calliope is a goddess, or at least a demigod. The distinction between the two is blurred in the series. Now, we all know that Atreus is part god, part giant, and part mortal. This is thanks to his father being a demigod and his mother being a giant. If we apply the same logic to Calliope, we get someone who's obviously not as powerful as Atreus, but still has the blood of a god coursing through her veins. The reason we never got to see her powers in action is because she died at around the same age Atreus started to find out about his new abilities. If she had lived a few more years, Kratos would definitely notice she was becoming more powerful. But since she died at the hands of Kratos at such a young age, our chances at getting a game with her as the protagonist are pretty much gone, right? Well, maybe we won't get a game with her as the protagonist, but there is a chance we might see her again. As I'm sure you know, Kratos destroyed the entire Greek realm. This includes the world of the mortals when he released a plague, blocked off the sunshine, and flooded everything with Poseidon's death. In addition, he also destroyed the underworld by freeing the souls of the dead. But there is one place he didn't destroy. In fact, he fought a goddess to protect it. I'm talking about the Fields of Elysium, the realm where all the worthy souls of Greece go to rest. We visited this realm during the events of Chains of Olympus. Here Kratos was briefly reunited with his daughter Calliope, and when he realized Persephone wanted to destroy Olympus, along with the Fields of Elysium, he killed her. Although he saved his daughter from death, Kratos was never again able to enter the Fields of Elysium, due to all the sins he committed years before. This does not change the fact that Calliope is still alive, and she's possibly the most powerful character in the Greek realm, since all the other gods died at the hands of Kratos. Apollo and Artemis might still be around, but to this day I still question their whereabouts. So that leaves Calliope as the only goddess in the Greek realm. But the important question is, what happened to her? This is where I envy the writers at Santa Monica Studios. It's gotta be so much fun connecting all the loose ends in the God of War series. For example, the future of Calliope in the series. So I'm not gonna pretend to have a fleshed out theory for her character. I don't even know if she's gonna make an appearance. But if she were, these are two possible ways her story could move forward. Number 1. Calliope is out for revenge. Imagine for a second, your father killed you and your mother in cold blood. Then you awoke in paradise, still longing for your parents. One day your father showed up, only to leave you forever. This is exactly what happened to Calliope. I can only imagine the anger she could be carrying in her heart towards Kratos. In this possible story arc, Calliope finds a way out of the Fields of Elysium with the purpose of hunting down Kratos, to make him pay for what he did to her and her mother. Once she makes it out of the fields, she begins to control her powers, whatever those are. Once she's ready to fight, she picks up Kratos' trail, which leads her to Scandinavia. Here he finds her father and his new son. She sees this as an opportunity to turn Atreus against Kratos, so Calliope tells Atreus what Kratos did to her and her mother many years before. But what you've heard so far, this scenario depicts Calliope as an enemy, leaving Kratos to make the difficult decision of saving Atreus over his own daughter. I'm only considering this possibility because the same rage that plagues Kratos seems to run through Atreus' blood. The same could be said about Calliope, and who better to be seeking vengeance than the daughter Kratos killed and then abandoned. Now I know this scenario seems interesting, but I think it would make the story too convoluted. We already have 3 villains in the series, Freya, Thor, and Odin. Adding another one would make the story too chaotic, but that's why I prefer my other possible story arc for Calliope. Calliope is the new ruler of Greece. If you haven't watched my theory video about the vase Kratos picks up in Tyr's temple, I'd recommend you click on this link. But if you don't want to interrupt this video, I'll briefly go over it. If you look on the opposite side of the vase, you will see something very interesting. Humans rebuilding Greece. In my previous theory video, I theorized that after Kratos released hope to mankind, the mortals who survived took that power and started to rebuild Greece. These humans would not want any gods ruling over them. This is understandable given how terrible the previous ones were. But what if that wasn't the case? What if Calliope is the new ruler? And in this possible story arc, Calliope makes it out of the Fields of Elysium, but instead of seeking revenge against her father, she decides to use her godly powers to help the Greek realm. She takes the role of the leader and starts rebuilding Greece from the ground up. Now I'm 95% sure that Kratos and Atreus will go to Greece in the next game. The reason is still unknown, most likely to retrieve the Blade of Olympus. Now wouldn't it be interesting if Kratos goes back to Greece and sees his daughter as the new ruler? I think this would be the best scenario for Kratos to open up to Atreus about what he did to his previous family, allowing for some character development. Now this Calliope would not be confrontational, she would actually forgive her father, and who knows, she might give Kratos a mission, allowing the player to kill some Cyclops along the way. Out of the two, I like this scenario better, But the truth is, I'm not a writer. These are probably really bad ideas. Santa Monica might decide to go in a completely different direction, and I'm honestly 100% fine with that. But what do you guys think about the character of Calliope? Do you want her to make an appearance? If you do, please leave a comment letting me know how you would write her story. Thank you so much to all of my members for their monthly contributions. People like Reap210, Ian Stover, and Adeline, to name a few, go the extra mile to support my channel. Also, a big thanks goes to all of my subscribers and the people who share my videos. That's also a great way of supporting my channel. With that said, thanks for watching, and remember, go forth in the name of Calliope.